Hey, what's up guys, Brad here. So today we have Dragunity's post the new main box, and we have one new support card in the deck, Dragunity Couse, which is very important because he basically replaces Phalanx in the deck. And we're also trying something I haven't tried on the channel yet, which is this Harpie Dancer variation, which does give the deck a lot of back row removal and a lot of ways to get into your big Dragunity synchros. And so this video is going to be laid out a bit differently from before. We're going to have some live duels and a deck discussion, and then we're going to go into some replays, just so you have every base kind of covered if you want that kind of content. So timestamps will be right down below me. But first of all, we have a Fortune Lady player to deal with, and our opening hand actually is not terrible. Now, it's actually really good, because if she decides to go for a back row, then we're good, we can pop it. If not, she's just going into her every, which I think she might be, just going all in on every, then we're still golden. We can still do everything we're about to do, and if we draw anything else, oh, there we go. That just solidifies for us a very easy way to get into our guys. So we can use the Harpie Dancer thing, we can do that. But there's no need to. We can use Dragunities instead, which Dragunities are going to... Oh no, I just messed it up. No, I was meant to use the Harpies. You know it's going well when you already mess up a video? I was meant to use the Harpie Lady, because then we were able to actually use this guy's effect instead of having to discard our Lance. We would have discarded the Dragunity to then get Coast. So we aren't going to be able to smack Carly in the face for 4k damage on this turn. Which is a bit disappointing, honestly. I would have quite liked to have been able to get that off on the first replay and not misplayed, but it wouldn't be an It's Brenner's HD video without me misplaying a ton. So I guess that's fine. But, you know, Variana, its effect activates, we're able to get back our Coast, and Coast can be a level 2 or a level 4, which means that instead of having to rely on going into, say, Starter Spark Dragon, we can now go right into Ascalon. And this just means that we can start banishing this Fortune Lady, and I believe that every only comes back if it's in the graveyard. So immediately being able to get rid of a card in our graveyard to banish the Every is already very good, and we're going to set some back row just to kind of bait in the Carly in case she has anything else to come back with, but honestly, I don't think she will. Because staring down a big 33 monster with the ability to, even better, setting it back with the ability to actually float into other things, we can now kind of show off the play here. So you do Harpie Dancer, you use Harpie's Underground to then pop the back row. Then if you had more, you would bounce back Dancer, summon it out again to pop another one. But going into the Canadio, which it's not gonna do anything. You know, it's not gonna, and just for the memes, we're gonna go and use Swallow's Nest. Going to attribute it and get out another Senatus, and we can do what you're going to see in a ton of these videos and these replays, is you can just overextend so much with this deck. And we have a Senatus, so we can now go Senatus, discard this guy, to then go into another copy of Coast, and then Coast goes into the bigger synchros, but we don't really want to do that, so we're just going to attack in, defeat Carly now, and then move on to the next duel, because that went way too quickly, honestly. So next up, a Yami Yugi from Brazil. Hopefully it's not invoked, because obviously Cocytus is a pretty big hindrance to get over. I mean, we can get over it with just raw power, but we can't pop it with our Ascalon. So we also actually, you know, opening up Senatus and any other Dragunity is pretty much your combo. Opening double Swallow's Nest is nice, but obviously we'd want the Harpie, ideally. So then, like, if we had the Harpie Lady, we would be able to pop both of those back row and actually, you know, solidly get a win. But we'll have to do with just doing some big damage. There's Eccles, so we can actually, like, Eccles really, I'm not the biggest fan of in the world, but it's okay. So what have you got face down? Oh, Floodgate Trap Hole, okay. So now Swallow's Nest, of course, is very good for this, because now we can react to this, send this to the graveyard, and then we can go into another Senatus, which is kind of ridiculous when you think about it. Or we can do some popping of the back row, which I think we should do. So we'll go Harpie Dancer. That's going to let us pop that second back row. And depending on what it is that anything else important? Which it might be another, it might be a drowning, or it can be chained, so obviously it's not. But we're going to get rid of a Cosmic Cyclone. Maybe you should have got rid of the field spell off the bat, because then you would have actually survived this turn rather than getting laid waste to by this. Now he does have Destiny Draw, which is going to be a bit of an issue, but I don't think we need to worry about that. Just because we're going to be able to have our guy out with 3300, and we might not actually attack in. You know, we will just pop that monster, deal no damage, and then we should be fine. I think that might be the best way to go about things with this. Summoning Variana, getting out our Coast once again. You can see what the combo is very, very nicely in these replays, actually. This actually is one of the easiest decks to pilot, I think. Like, you know, it's kind of almost as easy as Dark Magician. You just get out your coast goes into your big boy starts popping, and then you use your other cards to kind of support keeping him alive. So we can banish one of our Senators to pop that face down, and now, because we know he's playing Element Saber, we're not going to give him access to his Alistair, which makes it even weirder as to why he didn't just chain the Cosmic Cyclone and get an Alistair. I don't understand why he wouldn't have done that. So he's setting monster face down. We should be good. Setting another card face down as well, which is going... Ooh. Depending on what that is, it's not going to matter because we have Dragunity Divine Lance, which is honestly the best thing we could have hoped for, because now that gives us 4,000 attack points. It means we now need to not worry about the back row. We can go to you again, pop that face down to banish it, and then we can just attack in for game and deal 4k straight to Yugi's face. And there we go. Dragunities, after the new update, are still so explosive in the game. They might be pretty good now, honestly, with Coast, just because of the versatility it gives them. Let's take a look at the deck list, and then we'll go over to some replays, and yeah, let's dive right in. So this is the deck we're running. Of course, we have Harpie's Hunting Ground, the skill that's going to let us start off with Harpie's Hunting Ground on the field. That combos very well with opening with the Harpie Dancer to allow us to pop, you know, up to 2 cards off the bat, which is very, very nice. Of course, you might have to worry about trap cards if you have things like Divine Lance, if you can get access to this card and equip it to your big Dragunity as soon as possible, then you might have to worry. But in general, Harpie Lady, the Harpie Dancer, plus Swallow's Nest is access to Senators, which gives us our starter card, which then if you have another Dragunity card, which is basically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 other cards in the deck, you then get immediate access to your Ascalon, just because Coast is the best Dragunity card there is, pretty much. And it can still get better. You know, this deck can still get way better. If we get Dragon Ravine and Dragon Shrine, it can get so much more consistent than it already is. And so, we are running things like, you know, Zephyros the Elite, because it can, you know, pop the field spell back to hand to stamp itself out. We can then use the Swallow's Nest to go into Dragunities, or we can just summon out Coast and then, you know, synchro with that as well, because it's a winged beast, so it does work in that way. We have got Treacherous, but I think none of the replays today will show us using it. It's just kind of there because, you know, it's a good defensive card if we need it. You know, if you open up with a brick, then it can just help you make the OTK a bit more possible. And then our extra deck is pretty much the same as last time. We have our boy Barker if we want to get things from the graveyard, just equip them all, and then potentially, you know, be able to get Eccles out and get a pop off of that. We have Variana to then cycle into our bigger guy. And we have Gaydurg, which is going to allow us to get a level 4 lower Dragatar Wing Beast from our deck to hand. So basically any card in the deck we can search for and then put one in the graveyard. So honestly, I like it. I really like this build of Dragunities. It's really fun, it's explosive, and it just works. And there's a very little the deck has in terms of a brick, I think. You know, unless you open up 3 Swallow's Nest and a Divine Lance, then honestly, you're going to be pretty good. So yeah, enjoy the replays. Thanks for watching. I'll see you all in the next Duel Links video. See you then.
Duel!